Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Diamond Moment. I am your host, Luciana Cordero, and today I'm here with Blaise Campbell. Hi, Blaise, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing all right.
Okay, Blaise, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about like this journey as a fighter, about your experience, and about the upcoming Battle of Tampa Bay. So to get started, I wanted to know how did you get into martial arts, and how long have you been competing for?
I got into martial arts around 3 years ago. I was just kind of looking for a hobby at first, and then I gave it a try and just fell in love with it very fast. Um, I've been training for about 3 years. I've only been competing this past year though.
Interesting. And around how many competitions have you been part of?
I've only been in two so far.
Great. So this would be your third one, right?
Yes.
Great. And how is training like for you? Like, do you focus on a specific type of martial arts, or do you train different skills that you get from different types of combat sports?
I'm mostly training Muay Thai right now since that's what I'm fighting in at the moment. But I do plan on transitioning to MMA soon, so I've been doing a little bit of grappling here and there, getting some wrestling in, some jujitsu.
Great. And do you think that it is important as a fighter to be able to like learn different skills from all these different types of martial arts, or do you think sticking to one is enough?
I think it just depends on your goal in your certain sport, but at the same time, from like a self defense standpoint, it's kind of good to know everything.
Yeah. And well, you mentioned that you've been fighting for like 3 years, or like training at least. Um, have you felt that you've got like a good support behind you in this journey to like actually get into competition and fight? Do you feel like you've been supported along your journey?
Yeah, my family supports me a lot. You know, my mom didn't like it at first, like me getting hit and stuff, but she eventually started to come around to it. So yeah, my family supports me a lot. I got a great gym that supports me. So yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that that is a big issue a lot of times. Like it's always moms who are concerned and
Yeah.
about, especially when like their kids are fighting. Kind of like, how do you approach that? Like, what do you tell her to make her feel like this is right for you?
Well, my mom knows that I've dealt with depression for a very long time, and this is kind of like what brought me out of that. So she kind of like realizes that this is good for me in a way. So that's why she's getting around to it.
Yeah, and sports and combat sports as well. Like, even though combat is more like an individual sport, maybe like when you're in the ring, like you're just like one against another one, it still builds community. Like when you're training, the like people that you train with, your coaches, like everyone's out there to support you, and it kind of like makes you feel like you belong somewhere. Which kind of leads me to my next question. I wanted to know if there's anyone that you look up to for martial arts, or do you have any mentors that have helped you or like guided you in this journey?
Really just my main coach, one of my main coaches at the gym, Galen. He's a really good dude. He's helped me a lot. He was one of the first people there when I started, and I've learned a lot from him. So probably him.
Yeah, and well, you mentioned that you dealt with depression before and that this sport has actually helped you come out of that. But I know that even though this is a very physical sport, it can also be like very draining psychologically. I think that it's great how you have found in it like a purpose and a way to push forward. But I also wanted to know like how do you manage to stay like alert or stay aware of like your psychological, I don't know, like the psychological aspect of it and push forward with all the challenges that may come from this.
You're right. It does get very draining, especially with work and like training. It's just a constant cycle, but you just gotta stay disciplined. And I have a goal, so I just gotta try to stay focused on that.
Yeah, and what would you say that the goals that you have are? Like, what are your goals for, say, the Battle of Tampa Bay?
Well, to win my fight, number one, and but mainly work on a lot of mistakes that cost me in my last fight.
Yeah, I've heard a lot that um, one may go with a specific like strategy to to approach the fight, but then when the fight's over, you just go back and look at the things that you did good, the things that may improve, and trying to like integrate that into the way that you approach your next competition.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I wanted to know as well, like you mentioned being disciplined. How do you feel like you've been training, especially for the Battle of Tampa Bay? Like, what's the process that you're going through?
I've just been, like I said, working on a lot of the mistakes I made in my last fight, working on my cardio a lot, trying to eat a lot better.
Yeah, and what do you think that we can expect as an audience to see from you at the Battle of Tampa Bay?
A lot of kicks, a lot of punches, and hopefully a knockout.
Yeah, and this is a little bit similar. I already asked you about like how you're approaching this battle, but I wanted to know like your expectations. Like, what do you think is going to happen at the Battle of Tampa Bay?
Not too sure exactly. You can never really know what to expect in a fight. It's it's really just whatever happens in that ring sometimes.
Oh, sorry, I lied a little bit, but yeah, um, yeah, you never really know what to expect. I guess all of you guys as fighters, you're going there to win. You're training for this. Um, are there any like emotions that you feel when a fight like this is approaching?
Um, a little bit of anxiety, but other than that, not really much. I try to keep emotions out of it. Competition is competition. I have no hate for my opponent, no feelings at all towards him. So,
Yes, and what is it like being like there when you're in on the mat, ready to fight your opponent? What can you like walk us through what that's like for people that don't fight?
it's a lot of anxiety. Really, you just gotta try to stay calm through it. But once you like actually get out there and you start walking into the ring and you get in there, it just you feel comfortable. It's like, okay, I've done this a bunch of times in the gym.
Yeah, right. I think that like training a lot is very important. Like you can't just expect to go to one of these fights with no previous training and like win. You really need to prepare for it. Um, and we already talked a little bit about how you've been preparing for this battle. Um, but I wanted to know like if there's anything specific that you feel like has helped you a lot to like push you in your journey as a fighter.
Like a specific exercise or something that's helped me in my
Yeah.
training.
Yeah, maybe something that you
Just
did that you thought like, oh, this is a great thing to be doing, and I really want to like make it part of my routine.
probably every fight camp we do gauntlet rounds at our gym. So we'll set the timer for 20 minutes, and we'll just have 20 minutes of just every 1 minute a new opponent comes in. So you're tired and you're just going against new fresh people. It drains you, and it really like pushes your cardio to your limits.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So now, just to close off, I wanted to know if you have any advice for new fighters or people who are trying to like maybe considering to get into fighting or combat sports. Is there anything that you would say to them?
It's a very tough thing to get into, especially if you want to fight. Just never quit on yourself. Just always just push through. Listen to your coaches and show up to training.
That's amazing, Blaise. So now I just wanted to give you a little space so that you can tell our viewers to like invite them to watch you fight at the Battle of Tampa Bay. What can you say to them?
Um, if you want to see a great fight, I'm gonna try to do my best and put on a good show. Come watch me fight.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Blaise. It was great talking to you.
Thank you too.